Okay. So we have some Microsoft Strider threats categories: spoofing, tampering, repudiation, okay, and information disclosure, denial of service, evaluation of privilege. Okay, so these are the some, if you are doing the sort of ethical hacking, so these are the some terms coming into the hacking, that is spoofing. You're just spoofing different informations from the different users. You're just tampering the informations and repudiations and information disclosures. You're just going to disclose information from different sources. Okay, denial of service, DDoS attack, you need to go for it. Same sort of things. And evaluation of privileges, so you just change the evaluation of privileges. Okay, so during potential attacks, so we have different sort of different attacks to the users, login requests, login resources, and web servers, and how the web server is going to work, and how the client system is going to work in same time. What type of SSL, TLS traffic comes to the pictures? What are the cookies are going to use it? Okay, so these are the some terms need to be understand about all things. The reduction analysis that divides a system into smaller containers and find trust boundaries, data flow paths, and input points, privilege operations, detail about security stance and approaches. Okay, so this is the uh, decomposition need to be done same time. So you need to be trust boundaries, like if you have you're using the domain controller of Active Directory, right? So you have different branches available or different countries available. Okay, so what are the what a trust factor you need to provide a trust factor to your different Active Directory controller same time. Okay, suppose you are going to acquisition of one of the different company same time. Okay, so they have the different controllers. If you are using a different domain controller same. Okay, so both the if you acquire the company, then you need to be building the trust factor same time, all things. Prioritization of response, so document threats, means, targets, consequences. So you need to understand what are the means, what are the target, and if the things happen, then what are the consequences will be happen. So rank threats, probability, X damage, high, medium, low. So what type of what impact will be coming, so you have to prioritize the things. Damage potential, reproducibility and exploitability, affected users, and discoverability, all things will be coming to picture. So security risk and acquisition. So the thing is purchasing item without considering security leads to long-term risk. Okay, suppose if you're going to purchase any hardware appliances, so procurement management, what you need to understand is first of all the warranties, okay, and the support, and the documentation, the process, the policies, what a company policy is all about. So this comparing the cost, okay, evaluation the cost, approval the cost. These are the things that comes to the picture. So as a security point of view, what are the firmware you're going to use it? What are the what different policies that you're going to use it? What are the content things that are available? And how the support will be coming? What are the different licenses available? And what are the costing of the licenses? And how much features will be required? Okay, so these sort of terms you need to be take care at the same time and consider once you're going to procure any devices. And what is the Gartner report? First, you can just take a Gartner report to evaluate what type of ranking the device is valuable. Okay, so this is the review of first thing, and we have some a second thing. So major legal system, so civil law, common law sort of things, administrative law. So you just read it. Okay, religious law, custom law, okay, criminal law sort of things. This is for understanding all sort of things. Okay, so most of the questions will be coming your IT security, the CIA tried, and governance sort of things. Okay, and the controls we're talking about. Some questions will be coming from the framework side. So the HIPAA security mandates, FTS regulations, FFA regulations, FCC regulations. So these are the liability, due care, and due diligence sort of things. Okay, so these are some questions will be coming, and they need to be taken provide and the understanding all things, the evidence, collaborative evidence. Okay, so these are things will be coming the same time into the forensic investigation once you're doing it. So what type of evidence you need to provide to the legal system same time, right? Suppose you hired a legal system, and some cybercrime will be happened. So at the same time, the legal the lawyers are required there what type of different types of evidence, if evidence are not modified, then it will be good same time. Okay, so this is evidence, best evidence, and secondary evidence, and evidence integrity. Okay, so MD5 hashing. So what they are doing it, if you are, what, doing a forensic investigation of any documents, okay. So first of all, you will just check the SHA key or hashing value of the particular. What, if the hashing value will be changed, and then we can say that yeah, it's integrated. It's what, modified things. So they will not consider in the legal things same time. Okay, and these are the some we have chain of custody. This is the forms it need to be signed. It okay. So in this form, it is everything. So you just find out the what the product, plant, time, and what does it cost, everything, and the list of names of people who can testify that they protected the evidence. Okay, and evidence must be protected from tampering sort of things. So these are the what legal evidence form need to be signed it, and what are the different people. Suppose if any hard disk need to be sent to the one location to another location, so the signatures and the hashing value, everything need to be mentioned on the evidence form. Then it will be sent, and then once the receiving end, they will check it out, or what, if the hashing value will be remain same as per this, and who the person will be custody in the same time, and is then not modification has been done on the all sort of things. So reasonable searches, okay, sort of legally obtained evidence is admissible in the court, and most searches require probable cause and search warrant. Okay, so these things will be happen in the legal things. Okay, these are some exceptions. Agents of law enforcement, how the laws gonna work same time. Okay, so these things will be done by the your legal lawyer if you have hired for your company. So these things, if anything will be cybercrime has been happen, then what, you just send an email to, or send connect with your law lawyer sometimes, so that he will just let you know with the guidance the what needs to be done. Companies often avoid involving law enforcement, makes cases simpler, avoid publicity. Interment and enrichment is basically law enforcement agent produced someone to commit a crime when the person otherwise had no intention to commit a crime. So this is the what enrichment sort of things. Computer crimes is very important because uh, it is happened in different ways, like DDoS attack. Okay, in the DDoS attack, what happened? The services need to be what, stopped. Suppose if your web service is running, so the web servers service is going to be stopped sometime, and then the service, if the services stop are running, then the client will not get the information at the right time. Okay, so installing malware to the send spam and computer as a tool, and stealing secrets from a database, stealing credit card numbers, and appearance and harassment. Arbitration is difficult to prove who did a crime sort of things. Okay, so these are the intellectual properties. So we already talking about the trademarks, patents, copyright. So you can just take a look my previous things, so that you will find out licenses, trade secrets, all is all about how it's going to working, intellectual property, software, copyright things. Okay, corporate uh, espionage and cyber security, and type of scattering is all about. Okay, what is privacy is all about. So this is what the number of questions will be not coming into this. Okay, so HIPAA is compliance for if it's for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and guidance on administrative, physical, and technical safeguards for protected health information. Okay, so what happened if you this is applicability in all the healthcare companies. Okay, suppose the data is moving from one end to the another end, the patient information, so it can be leaked, so that HIPAA compliant company is required. Okay, so most of the times, if you are in US healthcare domain, going there and they're in hospitals, okay, and you are the company that providing the support to them, creating the applications for them for the hospitals. So your company should be HIPAA compliant same time. CFA, Computer Fraud and Absence Act, and protects government and financial computers. So, including every computer on the internet, probability not lose original intent. Crime exceed your authorization to use such computers. Okay, so these are some different act is there. So it is not going to be GLAB, Graham Lachman Bailey Act. So for the forces financial institutions to protect customer financial information. Sarbanes-Oxley Act is a response on Enron scandal. So this is not what requirement. So PCI DSS is very important things. is going to be used industries currently. Okay, payment card industry, data security standards, self negotiation by major vendors, and mandate security policies divides controls and monitoring to protect cardholders data, right? So PCI DSS, HIPAA compliance, these are the, what the currently the industry are working. So you need to understand, yeah, what is PCI DSS, where to implement, how it is going to working, and what which companies it will be applicable, sort of things, right? US breach notifications laws of 47 states require notifications, no federal law yet, and safe harbor for data that was encrypted at time of compromise. Okay, security and third parties or abstraction sort of things. SLA, service level agreements. Okay, suppose you are providing a contractual to the different vendor same time, right? So you need to provide for SLA, service level agreement. So in the service level agreement, you just find out okay, all the terms and conditions of the vendors, what you're going to doing in the company, okay, or how much amount and what sort of, what services they will going to provide at what point of time, each and everything's there. So addition and third party review of the service provider to determine the security posture. So we can say that if you are working in an environment where what the contractual things are working, okay, the third party risk management sort of things you need to do it. TPRM is going to work. TPRM basically is what done by the auditors in ISO 27000. So in this, they will just check it out what type of access is available of the third party vendors. The information can be leaked from outside and due to this particular third party or vendors sort of things. So they will check the accessibility and ready and access management sort of things, the data availability sort of things. So these things are going to working. Security and third parties. So right to penetration test and audit allows the on originating organizations to perform these security tests on a vendors and procurement, purchasing of products or services, considering security before purchase a best. Okay, suppose you are just going to purchase a wireless security device. Okay, so what type of device you're going to choose it, and what type of, what security and parameters you will check it out, and what type of encryptions are required. Okay, or what type of, what majority of wireless devices you will find out, but what type of security measurement you need to be take care. Any answers? Hello? Yes. Any answer? Any answers for this? If you know that, are you available, guys?
Yes, Amash, what was the question?
The question is basically if you are going to procurement of wireless devices. Okay, so what are the security parameters you will have to consider as as a security professional?
No idea.
Okay, so if you are procuring any what wireless devices, right? Suppose you're going to purchase the access point. Okay, so access point, what type of encryption is going to working? So WPA2. Okay, these are the AES. Okay, and WPA thing is there. So what type of encryption is going to be working in this particular? So there's no one can be hacked of your devices. First thing is there. Okay, second thing, how much throughput of the particular device. Okay, and third thing, how can we installation and configuration things we can do it. Okay, and fourth thing, things is suppose most of the right now devices. Okay, suppose you're going to installing a Meraki device. Okay, Meraki is for Cisco devices, a wireless device available. Okay, so if you have more than 50 or 70 by access point need to be installation any plant location. So how do you manage all the devices? So there is a device of controllers available for all the access point. Okay, so they are the separate channels, the frequencies is going to run it. So can you guys tell me that what are the channels into the Wi-Fi devices? Okay, so first thing is 2.4 gigahertz and 5.0 gigahertz band is there, right? Should need you go for the more technical things, right? So once you're going to procurement of any devices, so you can go for throughput, channels, bandwidth, what type of standard at per 0.11 A, B, G, and AC. Okay, so these are the things need to be considered when we need to implement, when we need to procure the things, and how what was the life of this, what is the warranty case on site and off site sort of things, and what type of audit and logs you will find out, and suppose if you not configure the correct settings on the wireless devices of frequency or channels, or you can say misconfiguration things, then how to what can make the things right. Okay, and how do we control the bandwidth if there is slowness in the Wi-Fi devices? So how can you procure the things? So if you are very comfortable on the wireless technology, if you're comfortable on the cloud security, if you're comfortable about the application security, if you what understand the modern technologies like firewall, ADS, IPS, DLP things, so you can provide a better guidance and suggestions to your team that this is things we need to upload, these things need to do it. So Python is one of the language. So what you can in the Python, you can just automate your networks commands of the Cisco devices through the Python language, right? And if you're just talking about some Azure and AWS point of concept, right? So we have what Java language and the Perl language is comes to the pictures. Okay, same time. So your instances are working on the Azure environment, they can replicate in the second and different environment same time, right? So these are the some tools and techniques how to get with things automation. Can we do it? Okay, so these things comes to the picture same time. So when we're going for the security engineering sort of things, so then I will let you know how the DevOps works, development of operations, and what are different tools I'm going to work in, Jenkins and Bucket, all sort of things, and Docker, how's going to working, and what is the requirement in the company, and these are use cases are more and more like that. But my point is here, because you're preventing the security of the company. So any devices, any technology, any tools, or any things will become comes in front of you same time. So how do you procure the things, how do you know the things, and if you have the experience exposure on the same time, so you can do the better things at the same time. Okay, so third party security and third party, so vendor governance, acquisitions, and diversities, and splitting a company into parts. Okay, may result in duplicate accounts and other risks. So there are multiple things you will just find out. So as a square code of ethics is four canons: protect society, act honorably, provide and delegate and competent service to principals, advance and protect of profession. Okay, and these are the policies, security of documentation, so policies, procedures, standard guidelines, and baselines, right? So which are the mandatory, which are not mandatory things there, and protect the CI by handling the operations and trust. So these are the basic things you need to understand. Personal security is suppose if you are what as a not CISSP, if you are doing a ISO 27000, 27001 and 27005 sort of things, right? And you have done you it's going to what 133 controls are there, and you think that what are the controls will be applicable in the human resource management. So what you're going to do it, so the first thing is in the human resource management is personal security. Okay, security awareness and training sort of things providing to the different employees. Okay, and background checks, how what are the ways, what are the different what companies are going to be background checks are doing it, and what they're going to check it out. Okay, employees terminations, okay, must use a fair process. Okay, vendor consultant and contract security, outsourcing and offshoring can lower total cost of ownerships, may improve security, privacy, and regulatory issues, must perform risk analysis first. So these are the some what personal security things need to be performed what's in your in the human resource management sort of things. And because as a ISO 27000 person, if you are in the lead implementer or the lead auditor sort of things, if you have done the CISA. Okay, so CISA have two modules: is lead implementer and lead auditor. So if you are the lead auditor, okay, so you need to check each and every department. Like finance department have different things you find out in the HR management system. You have find different sort of thing informations, and you just in the IT department you just find some different information. So you need to be take care understand as per the checklist you will find out, and then in this, as per the checklist you need to be find out the evidence same time. If you got the fair evidence, and then you can present, okay, is an issues happen. Okay, so first of all need to understand what type of scope of work they are using it. Okay, the finance and the HR and IT sort of things, and how those things are will be implemented, how it is applicable, what the things on the processes, and then they will gonna change the processes, this baseline, the suggestions, and they will create the IT policies as per you suggested as as, what lead auditor, and then lead implementers, how to implement the things. Okay, they will let you know that how what are the right way to implement the things in the correct fashion. Okay, suppose the company is not maintaining the ID policies, so they will this is the requirement of IT policies or not implemented, not required the IT policies, so the lead implementer will tell that this is the requirement. Okay, so these things are multiple things are going to working, and different frame of things we are doing it in different way. So access control types are preventive, detective, corrective, recovery, deterrent, and compensating. So administrative, technical, and physical. These are some controls is there, right? The risk analysis is the asset, valuable resources to product, threat, a potential harmful occurrences, the vulnerabilities. You need to find out different vulnerabilities as well about a potentially harmful, and threat is a potential harmful occurrences, assets. Okay, so somebody will tell you that what are the different vulnerabilities you find out in the system. Okay, and in the different department, suppose in the IT department, what are the different vulnerabilities you find out. Okay, as per vulnerabilities you find out, you just go for this analysis. Yes, these things happen, these are the some process not followed it, this is there is no IT policies there, this is not sort of process they are following it. So these are the same what vulnerabilities you find out. Okay, and if that in the threat, the potential harmful occurrences, the different things that occur multiple times. Okay, suppose you find out there is what vulnerability there is, what all ports are open or the firewall. Okay, you're just creating in the policies any on the WAN to LAN zone sort of things, and all the traffic from coming from the outside to inside same time, or outside inside to outside, on the number of ports are open, their services any, and any things can be come to your internal zone and going to outside zone as well same time. So this is the vulnerabilities there. So you need to check it out with vulnerability VAPT report, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing report. You need to check it out, and then you just find out the number of ports are open, what are the different services going to run it. So you have to close all the ports. Okay,
What is the difference between risk and threat?
this is basically can be used to anywhere, right? It's a vast approach, we can say that. It's not about applicable to only IT, it is applicable anywhere. Okay, and the threat is basically potentially harmful occurrence. Okay, any harmful things will be coming. Suppose you open the ports are open of the firewall. Okay, so what are the consequences of the ports are open of the firewall? The hacker can become from the what open port from your firewall, and suppose the
No, but
printer.
that's vulnerability.
Hmm? Yeah,
That's
this is,
vulnerability.
yeah, weakness is okay because it's occurrence, occurrence again and again, some sort of things. Okay, suppose the ports wall, you have to close it. Okay, same times. Okay, and so, you hired a new engineer same time, and the ports will be open at point of time. The things are coming again again sort of things. These are some threats.
No, so theft. Let's say let's take theft. Theft is a threat or a risk.
Risk is there,
No, no,
any
but
because
theft.
this is a broad term, and where the financial things, where we need to provide some consequences, we need to understand what is a harmful effect of this particular threat. Then it is what we can say is risk is there. Then we provide the remedies sort of things for the risk.
No, but when we do a risk assessment,
Mhm.
we talk about probability, likelihood versus impact. Where exactly the threat fits in the risk?
Threat, it means we can say that what type of different harmful occurrences, is there any harmful things? Yeah, risk is there. If the ports are open, we have a vulnerabilities there. But what is the harmful things can be happen? Suppose the ports are open, If the person is don't know, hackers don't know how to go to hack, then it's okay. There's a vulnerability is there. Same time, the weakness is there. But if the hacker or any person know that we can going to hack, and once the hacking has been done, and this is what loss of property or loss of information things will happen same time. So this is called a threat. So harmful, what is the
So what is risk?
I see. I'll tell as per my understanding.
yes, yeah, sure.
My as per my understanding, threat is nothing but, I mean, anything which can exploit a vulnerability. Okay, which can be
Yes,
like intentionally or accidentally. Whereas risk is nothing but the loss which is, or loss or the damage which is caused because of the threat.
yes, you're right. Yes, perfect.
I
So
don't know. This is my understanding.
yeah,
Okay.
so the thing is important here, this is a broad term. Okay, suppose if we are going to implement the risk, in any industry, any domain, like different risks is there. So we'll go further on this, but the thing is important right now. So any assets of the company, okay, and then there will be some vulnerabilities there, there's some threat is there. So what our approach, what we're going to do it. Okay, so first of all we need to analyze the risk is there, do we have the risk available or not. If the risk is available, so this any systems, okay, so this is the vulnerabilities, this is a weakness is there. But what is the impact on the company, that is why we are creating the business impact analysis report. Okay, so the business impact analysis report is created just because of that, what are the threats is find out in the company. Okay, and if these things are
No,
happen.
but business impact analysis has nothing to do with threat analysis.
No, in the business impact analysis, how the impact is impact on the business, some sort of things.
Yeah, but
That's
that's not related to threat.
no, this is separate things. I know that, but the thing is, business, how the business will be impact. So we just find out different ways. Okay, so this is the things are not coordination with each other, but we need to understand. Yeah, this thing happen, and this is it has happened. Then what is what business impacting us or not. So this analysis, this things is will become to the picture in time. Okay, so the risk, threat, and vulnerabilities. So earthquake is a risk. Second. So earthquake is risk is the same as Boston and San Francisco. Okay, and earthquake are there, but buildings are old and vulnerable. San Francisco earthquakes are common, but buildings are new and safer. Okay, so this is basically we can say that the earthquake is sort of risk is there also all the time. And first of all, we need to check it out the which location. Okay, of a particular risk is there. So what is the impact then? The risk is there, then what is the impact of the risk is there. So severity of damage in the dollars. Okay, so we were just talking about some quality and quantity sort of risk, but right now, what is the impact, is it is impacting on the particular severity of the damage in the dollars, and this is equal to threat into vulnerability into impact. What is the impact is all about? So human life is considered near infinite impact. Okay, so people process, and one more thing I forgot right now. So if the threats are there, okay, so which we think need to be safe first. So human is the first things you need to be, mm, check it out. Save first thing. Okay, so this analysis is a matrix is there. Okay, so almost certain, likely, possible, unlikely, and rare, and what are the different consequences, and this is likelihood is there. Okay, so high risk, low risk, or medium risk. So we have can categorize on the risk, and we can create sort of things in the word ranking system, so that we just identify, yeah, this is the risk is very high, so then the ranking is one almost certain. Okay, it's the insignificant, so we can provide high risk in time. So it can be happen anytime, and is insequent, so it's just medium sort of things. Okay, so we just categorize the risk as per the what metrics, and different what risk is available in the organization sort of things. Summary of this equation. So asset value, or explore factors, single loss expectancy, and annual loss rate of occurrence. Okay, analyze loss of expectancy. So what happened in the company sort of thing? Suppose you're working in a company in a corporate environment, and you need to be find out this is a risk is there. Okay, if the electricity is okay, UPS services are not available in the company, and once the electricity goes down, the all the users are not able to work same time. Okay, so this is a risk is there. The users are not able to work same time, or your production is lost same time. So what you're going to do it, first of all, you will have to check uh, the value of the assets. Okay, suppose we need to procure some UPS. So first of all, we need to check it out. What is the cost of the UPS? Okay, then and the percentage of asset value lost, or and then we need to check it out how much time the electricity will be not coming, and due to this 2 hours, 3 hours, and what how much the the amount we are lost on the production sort of things. Okay, and then we single experience cost of loss, one loss, so we have to calculate the annual loss into the. So what once we're going to calculate the risk sort of thing, so we have to calculate on the annual basis. But in the most of time what happened, suppose we if we're going to procurement of wrong devices, if you procure wrong contracts will, if we going to do it, then we need to check it out what is the costing is about, we have to compare all the things, and what is the what maintenance cost is all about. So these things need to be check it out in the procurement sort of things. And if we have what's the technical thing, so check it out if IDS IPS sort of how much license cost is there. Okay, and if things are not available, okay, if things we not have to implement things, okay, and what is the cost of it. Okay, suppose you're not implementing the endpoint security solution in the company. Okay, so if anything goes wrong, then how much cost, how much loss you can expect sort of things.
Mahesh, can you just go back to the previous slide?
Yes. So these are the some some formulas, basically annual rate of occurrences and annualized loss expectancy, and number of losses per year, the cost of losses per year sort of things. Okay, so in the risk management of examination point of view, you just find out that what is loss and what is quality risk is about, what is quantity risk is about. You will get a scenario based questions at the same time. Okay, suppose this thing, some of the what services not will be working, and then what are the annual losses all about. So scenario based thing, so you need to understand this particular formula, and quality and risk, and quality risk is all about quantity, and quality risk is all things. So can I move further? Okay, total cost of ownership so of a mitigating safeguards includes upfront cost, okay, annual cost of maintenance, staff hours, and maintenance fees and software subscriptions is all about. So total cost of ownership is there, return of investment, okay, amount of money received by implementing a safeguard. If a total cost of ownership is less than annualized loss expectancy, you have a positive return of investment. Okay, so first of all, you will check it out that if we have to invest the money, then how much money we will going to save it. Okay, and risk choices, so accept the risk, mitigate the risk, transfer the risk, and risk avoidance sort of things. Okay, so this can be what we can already suggest you that quantity quantitative risk and the qualitative risk is analysis. Okay, so in the quantitative risk is uses hard metrics like dollars. Okay, where we can measure the things on the dollars or money, monetary sort of things. Monetary things are involved in the quantity risk. And the quality risk use simple approximate values, okay, or categorize high, medium, or low on the probability sort of things. Okay, suppose your brand name of the company is lost. Okay, then what type of risk is there? This is a quality risk is there. Okay, so we cannot we are not able to see the things. Okay, and if you measure the if you measure the loss or any risk in the dollars, then it's a quantity sort of risk is there. Okay, so try to understand both things.
Can you just repeat that, Mahesh? Quantitative and quality.
Yes, so the quantitative risk is basically uses a hard matrix like dollars. Okay, where you can measure the risk in dollars. Okay, suppose I'll give you example, like if the electricity is not there and you implement a UPS connectivity into the company, and you will check it out how much hours of the lost of the employees. Okay, and what is the cost of the UPS same time. Okay, so you can compare both things, which is the lower. Okay, you can going to accept the same things. Okay, so in this deck you can accept the risk or mitigate the risk or transfer the risk, and risk avoidance sort of things gonna working. So in this the quantitative risk, you can just check it out as per the monetary, because costing is most important any company. Okay, so if the cost is less of the UP's implementation, you can go for the UP's implementation of the UP's environment same times, because it's a less cost. Okay, or if the users what cost is lower, then you can accept the risk of what electricity sort of things. Okay, if you going to implement the particular UPS connect of your company, so you can mitigating, you can reduce the risk same time, right? Or
Okay.
this, okay, the second thing with the quality of risk is there, so use simple approximate values. Okay, so this every risk we cannot what go for the dollars, or we can go for not go for the metric sort of things. Okay, some of the risk we not calculate with a particular money. Okay, so what is the brand name of the company of Microsoft or Apple? We cannot approximately we cannot say that how much what money we have to provide for the brand name of the company. Okay, so this is basically probability sort of things. This is use approximate values, we can assumptions we can do it. Yeah, the product value will be this one. Okay, so the approximate things we can find it out, not the exact value we will not find out. Okay, so this is a quality of risk is all about, right? So categories like high, medium, and low. Okay, so if you can say that this is depend on the probability sort of things. How much probability this can be occurring at same one how much time in the 1 year. Okay, and how much loss is there. So in the monetary things, if the if the loss is 1 million or $2 million, so it's a quantity sort of things. And if we're not able to measure the risk, then we can say so this is the high risk, this medium risk, and this low risk sort of things. Okay, so NIST, what providing what risk analysis process, system categorization, threat identifications, vulnerability identifications, control analysis, likelihood demonstration, and impact analysis, risk determinations, control recommendations,